Hi curious, and welcome back. Stranger Things is one of Netflix's biggest hits and is hugely popular with millions of viewers around the world. People of all ages have come to love this nostalgic adventure that can at times be a bit scary, all because the main characters struggle with, among other things, the nightmarish creatures that haunt the show's town Hawkins. And today we will talk about them in our episode. What chilling creatures could we see in the series? Who or what is a Demogorgon? And what is its significance in this production? What shocking theories about this character are popping up online? And also, why has the media recently circulated information that they may really exist? And if you're not afraid to explore the answers to these questions with us, be sure to watch this episode to the end. But also, don't forget to turn on the notifications and subscribe to our channel. Ready? Then welcome to the dark world of Stranger Things. Monsters from the Netflix series quickly and stunningly captured the imagination of viewers. It's all thanks to the creators of the series, the Duffer Brothers, who heavily drew inspiration from iconic films of the 1980s. These included The Goonies and E.T., but also such productions as It, The Thing, or Jaws, in which terrifying monsters were the real terror. There was also the fascination with the books of Stephen King, the chief American writer of horror novels, and the desire to create one's own creatures based on them, which would become part of the pop culture of the present years. Anyway, so-called monster movies have been very popular for years and provide extraordinary fun during the screenings. And do you like such productions? What creatures are particularly etched in your memory? Maybe it is the famous 8th passenger aboard the Nostromo, aka the Xenomorph from the Alien film series. And do you remember the extremely atmospheric film adaptation of Silent Hill? There are also plenty of monstrous creatures from hell. We also can't forget about productions in which huge creatures smashed cities with one fist blow. Godzilla, King Kong, or the monstrous kaiju known from the Pacific Rim series are just a few examples. There is also one of the most popular films of recent years, The Quiet Place. It is where the so-called death angels, creatures extremely sensitive to sounds, with an appearance deceptively reminiscent of the Demogorgon from Stranger Things, appear. Were they actually modelled on them? We don't know, but one thing is certain, the famous Netflix production should definitely be included in the canon of monster movies. So listen to what creatures we could see there and which of them scared you the most. If you haven't watched the series yet, then beware of spoilers. First we'll take a look at the Mind Flyer, who appeared in seasons 2 and 3 in the series. It comes to Hawkins from a parallel dimension called the Upside Down in the form of a giant spider-like creature. Its main target is 11, who is the only one who can exterminate him, and in order to get her, the monster wreaks havoc among other humans as well. Will Byers, for example, falls victim to the monstrosity. Mind Flyer takes control of the boy's mind, from which it eventually manages to chase him away. However, not everyone is so lucky. Most people possessed by the creature are turned into a sticky ooze that increases the power of the extraterrestrial. It controls not only people, because as the ruler of the parallel world, it also sends out to our dimension a horde of creatures straight from the worst nightmares. It is thanks to him that the Thrall, or if you prefer the hospital monster, appears. If you are eating right now, we suggest you postpone this activity for a while because we will tell you what this monster is made of, which for some may be a bit disgusting. Ready? Alright, then let's continue. Its striking appearance is due to the fact that it was born from the remains of victims it had previously managed to hunt down. It seems unstoppable, as it can change form and its mass continues to increase after killing another human being. However, he is eventually defeated by 11, who uses her power to send the creature back to the Mind Flyer. Fans of the series are also familiar with the name Demogorgon, and for those of you who haven't heard it before, we'll explain it now. These creatures, native to the world of the Upside Down, at first appear quite innocent. They take the form of a slimy snail. Dustin finds one of them in this form and decides to take it as a pet, naming it Dartajan, or Dart for short. However, the boy does not know what will happen when the pet grows up. And we say that because it transforms from a gelatinous form into a dog-like creature with a mouthful of fangs. Well, the name Demodog doesn't come from anything. Dart is also not a single specimen because there are many more Demodogs and they terrorize Hawkins residents without mercy. Anyway, we'll return to these creatures in a moment because as it turns out recently, there have been rumors that perhaps they really exist. Before we tell you about it, we'll move on to present perhaps the most distinctive monster from the Stranger Things universe, the Demogorgon to be exact. Even if some of you have not watched the series, his appearance may be familiar to you. And no wonder, when creating this character, the creators of the series took a lot of inspiration from the cult horror movies from years ago, which we told you about at the beginning of the episode. The Demogorgon's form and the fact that it wraps its victims in a sticky cocoon, as well as the fact that it lays eggs, were taken from Alien. From the movie Silent Hill came the idea for the faceless monster, which is represented there by a villain called Pyramid Head. Does that sound familiar to you? After all, the creature from Stranger Things doesn't have a face either, and its head resembles a terrifying flower that opens right before it devours its victims. Its ability to track its prey after just a few drops of blood is similar to that of Steven Spielberg's iconic Jaws. And the Predator is also an obvious inspiration, not only thanks to its mouth that opens in all directions, but also the distinctive sound it makes. Gathering it all together, the Duffer Brothers came up with the cult Demogorgon, and although there are many inspirations for its creation, it is not devoid of its individual features. We've already mentioned the mouth opening like a flower. In fact, the whole figure of the monster resembles the shape of a terrifying plant. Before it becomes an adult individual, it takes the form of a Demogorgon, about which we spoke a few minutes ago, and moves like a dog on 4 legs. Then it is more susceptible to injuries, while in his adult form, his body is bulletproof and can easily regenerate. Although it may seem that the Demogorgon is unstoppable, Eleven proves to be its greatest enemy. At the end of the first season, she defeats it in a duel and sends it back to the upside down dimension from where it came as an emissary of the Mind Flyer. But does this mean that we forget about it entirely? Nothing could be further from the truth. This character reappears at the end of the 3rd series, heralding big return in the 4th season of the series. Fans of Stranger Things can't stop speculating on what exactly will be seen in the newest series. Theories keep appearing, with the one about the terrifying Demogorgon becoming particularly popular. It is pure speculation, but it may also turn out to be a surprising spoiler for the newest season of the series, so if you don't want to know it right now, this is your warning. However, all of you who are curious about it are welcome to listen, because according to some, in the 4th series of Stranger Things, the Demogorgon will turn out to be an adult Will Byers transformed by the Mind Flyer. In support of this theory, fans have found an explanation. Will was the one being chased by the Demogorgon, who knew exactly where to find him, and yet he was not killed by the monster. Also, it was Will who fell victim to the Mind Flyer in Season 2 and was also the one to emerge unscathed. So did the Flyer have a plan for him even then? We won't know the answers to that question until next year, so there's plenty to look forward to, right curious? It also turns out that not only are the monsters from Stranger Things very distinctive, but they may have a pretty substantial impact on viewers' imaginations, and some may want to believe they really exist. This was proven a while back when footage of a gelatinous creature fished out of the Gulf of Mexico surfaced online. The mysterious creature was moving and somewhat resembled a character from science fiction movies. Not surprisingly, internet users were very quick to compare it to Dart, the miniature Demogorgon that became Dustin's pet in Stranger Things. And did you, curious, also notice the resemblance? The fact is, the truth turned out to be a bit more trivial. After all, the mysterious creature is nothing more than a sea slug. But as you can see, it has successfully sparked the imagination of many movie buffs and fans of Netflix productions. And now, admit it, curious, do the monsters from Stranger Things inspire terror in you? Which one do you find the most terrifying? Are you eagerly awaiting the series' 4th season? How do you think the group of friends from Hawkins will fare next? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and as always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our future videos. Until next time.